Anyway, the San Francisco Bay University is a small university in Fremont, California. It's actually focused more on including AI in all the curriculum. And one of the things that we do at that university, which is, the capstone for the graduate student and senior project for the undergrad, I supervise the capstone, and we included Linux One Community Cloud as one of the tools used by the capstone students, and we already have some of the students using it in their projects. And I'm going to talk a little bit about it. But before that, as I promised Greg, I'm going to go over some of the trends that we see them on AI, at least from the perspective of somebody in Silicon Valley. It's really interesting to see how that goes. This is a little bit information about myself. Let me just minimize this. I wrote 9 books, 3 of them about AI, and the media is because I'm a media expert for the university. So every time there is a question about anything in technology, they contact university and they direct them to a professor who is responsible for that. So my 3 books about the AI is the Artificial Intelligence in Action and Transformative AI, and a book about Introduction to Artificial Intelligence. So, okay, that's enough about myself. Let me dive into the AI trend and some kind of future expectations, which is basically a short term, because you're talking about 3 to 5 years. A lot of things can change, especially with AI. Today, NVIDIA announced there is an investment. They're going to invest close to $100 billion in OpenAI. This is fresh news, like half an hour ago. So you can see that how the companies here in the Valley is supporting, whatever is missing from their side. I'm going to talk also how this kind of investment is really a big thing. The same thing with OpenAI, having a deal with Oracle for $300 billion for the cloud services. Things like this one will show you that we are getting to the point where the vision is clear for the AI. Now they have to make it better. Now the global market for the AI is about for 2025 is about 300 to $350 billion. NVIDIA is about 80 to 85% of the GPUs and market, and 70% of the Fortune 500 companies. They're using generative AI tools, and the teens, they are using AI companion. 72% they trust the AI more than their family or their friends, and 85% of the enterprise report productivity gain from generative AI. That's according to McKinsey 2025. And yes, I visited NVIDIA, and I have many of my students working there at that company. This is recent. This is the end of August. There was some kind of survey about the AI saying that 1 in 3 hiring manager won't hire workers who do not have AI skills. I mean, the saying in Silicon Valley is AI will not take your job. People who know how to use AI will take your job. And that's how everybody is functioning here, by saying I need to add AI to my my resume, to my skills, and so on. And this is why in the capstone class I ask my students to have 30% of their project use AI. And this is why when I'm using the LinuxONE Community Cloud, it was very helpful in making sure that we achieve that percentage. Now, AI makes sense when all the 4 factors here are high, and this is according to MIT. If the time without AI is high, that means you're wasting a lot of time. Human paid for the job, which is a sad thing to do, but if you can save money here, then AI will do it for you. That's another factor. Can AI do it? Of course, AI cannot do a lot of things and can do things very well, that the ones that we know about them. And then can human check the outcome, which is the last QA on the product. If you have all of them high, then AI will make sense to you. And this is basically the parameters used for the by the company, so they can decide, okay, should we move with this kind of use for artificial intelligence? The training of the tools, for example, ChatGPT is skyrocketing. Is about every $1 billion for ChatGPT 5, compared to about $100 million for ChatGPT 4, and $191 million for Gemini. Now, the components of AI, I want to stop a few seconds of this chart because I want to make sure we understand what this means. You need three parts, three components for AI. Um, so it's going to be, AI, the one that you know about, the generative AI. You need the data, you need the hardware, you need the algorithm. And each one of the three circles you see here, you have tons of companies. You have famous ones, and you have ones that really at the startup level. Data, there's a lot of companies that responsible for processing, cleaning data. The latest acquisition was by Salesforce. They acquired Informatica, which is a company used for cleaning data, and then they acquired it because they need it for their own AI initiatives, and that's a big part of it. And the hardware is that the main player here is NVIDIA. It's basically the king of the hardware used for artificial intelligence, and they're striking deals right and left. I'm sure you guys heard about their investment in Intel for $5 billion. And also now we talk about they're planning to invest over $100 billion in OpenAI. Algorithm is the one that the companies like OpenAI and the agent like Gemini and Claude and Copilot, and this basically the algorithms. And that's, you combine them together, you will know that you have AI. Now, I gave an example to a team of engineers from Ferrari when they came to the university for training. I told them, okay, let me give you this example based on your industry. Data is like the gas, hardware is like the car, algorithm is like the driver. So if you have the best gas, the best car, the best driver, you're going to win the Formula One and others. So this is how you bring all of them together. Why AI? Because AI actually does things faster, accurate, and cheaper. Um, Salesforce get rid of 4,000 employees because in sales support, not in the technical part, because they have something called, agent force that will do the job of 4,000 out of 9,000 employees. At the same time, they hire more people on the technical part. So there is actually, a positive flow from, for the technical people who have artificial intelligence as part of their skills. Levels of AI. Um, you know, there's many categories for this, but this is the one that at least we use when we try to develop any kind of agent. Narrow AI, general AI, and super AI. When we talk about narrow AI, we're talking about something like Siri, Alexa, where AI intelligence is less than the human. Siri and Alexa, you just talk to them. They did some kind of a routine task for you, and we're done with this era. For general AI, which is we are trying to get into that. We're not there yet. The human and the AI have the same intelligence, and that's very soon. Now the super AI, which is, you see it in the in the movies like the Skynet and Terminator. That's when the artificial intelligence is smarter than the human. Hopefully, we'll be ready when we get to that stage. Now let's talk about some of the trends here. Agentic AI. What's the difference between agent and agentic AI? An AI agent is question and answer. You're done. You get the answer. Analyze that for you. You're done with it. Agentic is basically an autonomous system where, and you're going to see some examples for agentic AI in the next slide, because we are moving from just commands to acting. Uh, so it's going to be, and that's going to help a lot in understanding why AI is very important for companies and for, for the users to understand how they evolve. For example, AI agent in a customer service role, it's not only answering the customer initial questions, but also automatically identify, escalate any kind of issues, open a ticket, and follow up with the customers after the issue is resolved. All this one without, human involved. And I tested one of them with Amazon, and it was perfect, in a sense of it's actually did everything and resolved the problem, and it was a complicated problem. It's not like simply, okay, issue a refund or something. It's more complicated than that. Application for this being used for complex sales processes, supply chain. Sometimes they conduct some basic research by going through data sets and then synthesizing data. ChatGPT announced one in July that is available, for an expensive price. Multimodal AI is when you have text, images, video, and audio, uh, and that's will be elevated when we are talking about robots, when we're talking about cars, autonomous cars. So you can talk, you can type, you can look, you can interact. All of this will be, the it's available, but it's going to be much better, used for applications. An example of this could watch a video of a person building a furniture. Just pay attention to the details here. It would not only see the image of the person and the parts, but also listen to the audio instructions and read the text is on the screen manual, enabling it to provide step-by-step summary, alert the user potential mistakes. IKEA, you want to build it, you want to bring some of the furniture together, and you start putting the wrong parts, the machine will tell you, no, no, it's part 8, not part 7. That's by just looking at the way you're doing it, the way you act in and say, it's like a human being standing there, an expert, and telling you to assemble it the correct way. There's a lot of application for this. Smart security is not just the vision of that person, also the face, the voice, the way that person, the way he or she is walking, that's going to be part of it. And also for the healthcare, it's going to help a lot because it's going to look at the medical image, the patient the records, and the doctor notes, and try to make sense out of it. Some of the hospital here in the Bay Area, they use AI. When you go to visit the doctor, they will start an app, and this app will listen to both you and the doctor and have this one uploaded to the doctor notes, saving the time. At the same time, they will give some recommendations. Maybe the doctor skipped something in the discussion. Um, the reasoning, and this is an interesting one. This is more technical more than anything else. The AI becoming better in complex reasoning, decision making. It's not just basically simple question and answer or recognizing a picture and you're done with it. This will make AI more reliable and less errors. The hallucination will be less as we advance. Example of this is instead of just summarizing the research paper, it's going to also read multiple papers, identify the conflicting evidence, any formulas of the new hypothesis, and give you some kind of list of experiment you can use. And the application for this can be used for the legal analysis, identifying any kind of precedent and build argument, financial forecasting, and scientific research. The last one is talking about democratization, which is very good because we talk about large, language models. There is a small language model, which is good for specifically for specific use. So you're going to see some small specialized models. An example of this, a small clothing company could use a specialized AI model to be trained on their specific product catalog. And they will have some kind of a realistic image of their clothes and different body parts for the website, all without going through, paying somebody to program that or to analyze the data for them. The application for this, I mean, we have platforms like Hugging Face that's free, easier for developers. It's an open source to access those smaller models. My students are using Hugging Face all the time because that gives them access to some of those models for everything from language translation to image generation, driving innovation across a wide range in this case. Now, the LinuxONE community cloud for Capstone was really, I appreciate that IBM is providing that to us. And Greg did a wonderful job by presenting the students the features of the platform, and the student picked up that. So I picked two of their projects just to show you that, um, and they incorporate that as part of their technology stack because they test it and they like it, and they say this is really better than something which is limited by the credit you have or something limited by the time or the space or the place you are using. So and and we are at the beginning of the semester, so I'm looking forward for this team. I have 10 teams in my capstone classes, And you're talking about something like 70 to 80% of them, they embrace the Linux One community cloud, and they're using it on a different degrees to achieve what they are what they need to do. Okay, so I think I saved Greg like 5 minutes to catch up, but this is my email, and if you guys have any questions, anything, I'll be more than happy to answer that.